Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. Mark Tremonti is primarily known as a world-class guitar player. He was named Guitarist of the Year for 3 consecutive years by Guitar World, and he plays with the bands Creed, Alter Bridge, and his own band, Tremonti. What I didn't know is that he's also apparently a stellar singer, and he just made a tribute album to Frank Sinatra with Frank Sinatra's old band. The story about why he decided to make this album is incredibly touching, and I'll relate that to you as you take a first-time listen to I've Got You Under My Skin. Let's get to it.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
He sounds so much like Frank Sinatra. Whoa! He's clearly studied Frank Sinatra's phrasing, the styling, but he's also able to recreate that tone quality very well. This is important and not easy to do. Frank Sinatra and other sort of schmoozer jazz singers are often used for vocal training because there's a beautiful relaxation and openness in the throat where there's essentially no obstruction, nothing is getting caught up. And then there's really fantastic forward resonance at the same time, which creates this easy sounding, yet very clear voice. And he's nailing that, not to mention other little mannerisms that are very Frank Sinatra. Wow. Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I love that they did this in black and white.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
Couple of mannerisms I want to talk about. One of them is the vibrato, the way he has a very fast vibrato. Frank Sinatra has a very fast vibrato, and it's often delayed a little bit and then just given a tiny bit of room. Really, really nice replication of that vibrato. Vibrato is one of the more difficult things to match, so wow. And then the way he sort of talks off of certain notes is also one of those stylisms.
I've got you
right?
deep in
That's
the
my brother.
heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of.
So that he has little swoops up to it. It brings in a certain casualness, almost as if it were communicated straight to a friend. But it's more than that. It feels like it immediately accesses something inside rather than a singer emoting. It really connects.
So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
The phrasing is right on.
I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know so well I've got you under my skin.
It's so clear that he's really studied Frank Sinatra's performance of this to get so many little things close. For example, the word not. I know that Frank bites off not really fast, and he did a fun job of biting that off. He also gave a little extra personality at one point. I thought, oh, I like that. I like that. So I'm not getting just Frank, but I'm getting a little more Mark in there too. It's really, really cool. I want to read a quote about this that Mark said. He said, "For years, I've loved singing along to Frank's songs. One night, I found an old video of him performing 'The Song Is You' from 1944. It made me study how he got his start. I read all of the books and I watched all of the movies. I wanted to do something with it." And that brings me to the touching story of why he decided to create this album. This album is essentially in honor of his daughter, who was born and diagnosed with Down syndrome in 2021, I think in December. And Mark thought about how Frank was continually donating to charities. Frank donated over $1 billion, or I should say, raised over $1 billion to charities. And so Mark decided he wanted to essentially create this album to raise money for charities that support family and individuals with Down syndrome. So just an incredibly touching and wonderful story. We're definitely going to put some information about how you can help with raising money for charity in the About section of this video as well. I really, really think it's amazing. And I think it's so sweet and incredible that he's become a Frank Sinatra singer as part of this way to support people and families with Down syndrome. Let's go back just a little bit and talk about some of the mannerisms that he's added that are very Frank.
But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know so well I've got you under my skin.
That's a really great example of phrasing. Frank Sinatra is known for having some of the best phrasing and inspiring tons of musicians with his phrasing. He is able to connect lines as if they're one long sentence. A lot of times when a person is starting to sing, we get, I'm singing now, I'm taking a breath now. I'm singing now, I'm taking a breath now. And what you want to have is this feeling of through thought and natural breathing that happens between the phrases. Listen to the way he connects with his breath the ideas from phrase to phrase.
Yeah, never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know so well I've got you.
Right, that breath is perfect in there.
Under my skin.
He's doing so much with his breath in those moments.
I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality.
Another thing that Sinatra is amazing at is timing. And it is so clear that Mark has studied that timing with much, much detail. You can feel the way that there are certain times he'll go to a consonant earlier than lingering on the vowel. And you can feel that he's also really creating rhythmic integrity within the vocal line. A lot of vocalists rely on a band to guide them and tell them where the beat is. And a superb vocalist will instead say, here are my consonants. Or you can do this with vowels at times too. And say, this is the beat that I'm maintaining. I'm going to be like another member of the band where I'm going to maintain that pulse and add to the rhythm. The consonants, particularly that Frank Sinatra emits, are perfect for helping establish that rhythmic integrity, and Mark is doing it so very well.
Anything come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. But each time that I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin.
Fantastic ease going up to the top. Again, I think part of that is because he's able to maintain this wonderful openness in the throat while having that forward focus. It's really, really great technique. I also love the way he did stop. And it's one of the things I like when you have a word that you're able to make sound like what the word means. And so on stop, instead of holding it out and going stop, stop, he makes it really fast, right? Goes to the P right away, which is the P closes off the sound, so you can't get any more. So if you go quickly to the P and stop, it makes it so the sound all stops too. Really, really cool. Back just a little bit.
Makes me stop before I begin.
Yeah, one more
I
time.
do. Just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. I would sacrifice.
Many of you might not know this about me, but I love swing dancing. I love social dancing in general, but swing dancing, Lindy Hop in particular. I love it. I've been doing it for 20 years. And when I hear jazz breaks like this, it's very, very exciting. Things that I love listening to are feeling how the swung beat can be kind of hung back and how that influences my bounce in the dance. And I love it when I have brass that's smooth, but also rhythmic at the same time. And that idea of smooth but rhythmic in the same time is something that Frank Sinatra encapsulates as well. So anyhow, really delightful. Makes me want to bob.
I would sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. In spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats how it yells in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Why not use your mentality? Step up, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin.
I'm going to go back a little bit in this section. I want you to look at Mark's throat. Again, notice the ease of it, the way it's relaxed. We don't see things popping out. It is so open, and there is nothing that is constraining or getting in the way of that sound, essentially being created at his true vocal folds. When they go wacka, 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 they make a pitch, right? And then that sound is traveling up without any sort of extra constraint, any sort of, it's not running into any boundaries or things that would change the sound or modulate it. Instead, it just goes straight up and it resonates off of this area. It's called the mask. Some singers will refer to this area as the mask. It's all of these bones in front here, where if you sing into that, you tend to get more clarity, more brightness in the sound. And having this combination of totally open smoothness to brightness, clarity, is what makes this sound so soothing yet easy to listen to, right? So watch his throat here. I'm gonna go back just a little bit.
Don't you know, little
Very
fool,
little happening.
You never can win. Why not use your mentality. Step up, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Yes, I've got you under my skin.
I love the way he sings through his consonants this last part. Just one more time.
You under my skin. Yes, I've got you under my skin.
What an incredible demonstration of vocal technique and style matching. And it's even more incredible that this is coming from someone who is primarily a guitar player. I would be shocked to hear any professional singer do this well. And I'm so impressed with all of the details that he's been able to catch and add, and the ease he's found in singing it as well. Really, really stunning. Add to that the gorgeous story of him and how this album is supporting charity. It's truly wonderful. I hope that you will check out in the About section links for how to donate and support Mark and his family and charity. And I'm also going to link you to a video over here that is about the story of why he did this album. I hope to see you all again soon.